Here we are, 2 p.m. Like I promised. We're going to dive deep into a Subto Master Training. About 30 minutes of it. We're going to get into the housekeeping, couple things here and there. If you got any questions, or if you do me a favor, do the like thing in the hearts. That helps with the algorithms. It gets that stuff out there. Watch the video all the way through. If it's a replay, get all those juicy nuggets and pro tips that I'm going to drop today. Subto Master Training, Facebook Live, going live across several platforms, all right? YouTube, Twitter, LinkedIn, probably Twitch. What else is there? What else we got? Facebook, Instagram, all those, because this is actually being streamed across all these different platforms. So if you can't watch it on your phone, watch it on the laptop, iPad, or whatever. If you decide, I'm going to go ahead and drop a link into the page or main page, right? So if you want to be a guest, guess what you can do, right? So I'm going to go ahead and click this link right here. We're going to invite some guests. If you decide you want to get in here and ask questions, go for it. This is what it's about, okay? There's no charge to anything about it. I'm not going to charge you anything. We do obviously have programs and mentoring programs, but today, full-on training, okay? So we'll go as long as we need to. But I'm going to start off with the Subto stuff, and Subto Master Training is going to help you out. And then we're going to take it to the Facebook group, private Facebook group. You'll get a link and an invitation if you're already in there. Awesome. We're going to share screenshots, going to share some contracts, agreements, how that all works, how to find them, how to locate them, and all that other good stuff. Okay, so I'll try to slow it down because I am pretty fast when I move and I get fired up and we start rocking and rolling. But I got my coffee, my water, and I got some awesome, what is this? I think we squeezed some crazy juice, right? Watermelon, pineapple, and all that good stuff, and whoop, doing the juice. All right, so here we go. Let me go ahead and share this really quick on Facebook. And actually, you'll see it in the event and discussion, and I'm going to put on the main page as well. It's going to pop in there. Join us live. Boom, there it is. And you'll be invited, right, to the broadcast so you can ask questions. Get some Q&A in. You have any questions about Subto? How does it work? How do I find them? What do I do? What type of paperwork? Should I put the property into a trust or not? Should I just take the deed? Is subject to like seller financing? Are they the same? Online marketing, offline marketing, online deals, off-market deals, all that good stuff we're going to get into, okay? So it's not a rush, right? But we're going to roll through it pretty quickly, so try to stay with me, okay? So here we go. Let me go ahead and go to the next one. Put this on the main page here. Let's see what we got. Bear with me. You got any comments? Go for it. Ask away. I'll turn on the chat in a second. Lovely thing. This is awesome stuff. Yesterday we were out in the field in Southern California. I'm gonna post it there. And feel free to share it. Feel free to share this live as well. Like I said, subscribe to the Facebook group. Jump aboard. I'm gonna be your host today for the Amp Live Real Estate Show. We're gonna dig in to Subto Master Training. It's gonna be awesome. All right, what else we got? Let's do the good old group. And the group is going to be at the top there. So it should be somewhere right up there. You can actually scan that link. Show you where it's at. It's at the top. You can scan the link and it'll take you right to the group. And as far as registering for future events, go ahead and there'll be one that's going to pop up soon. And you can go ahead and scan that. There you go. There's a link. Put in that in the Facebook group. It should be right there. So scan that and you'll be able to join the Facebook group. It's free. It doesn't cost you a dime to get in there. We usually will rock and roll, put stuff in there for a few weeks or longer, and then we'll move it to a private platform for all mentees and the coaching program and all that good stuff. We are actually in the business of real estate investing. So we buy, sell, fix, flip, single family, commercial, multifamily, hotels, all kinds of crazy stuff comes down the wire. Even land, I don't do too much with land, but we got some experts that love that stuff, right? And there are mentees that want to jump into the land game, so that's cool. We'll provide that for you. We'll help you with that. We'll help you underwrite deals. We're going to help you underwrite the multifamily. I heard someone say, oh, yeah, well, single family, multifamily is pretty much the same. No, they're not. totally different animals, two different things. That's like saying single family Subto deals are it's not much different than storage units, right? There's just a couple, and it's not. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, there's little tiny intricacies, right? Intricacies in regards to every type of deal, right? Whether it's single family, there's certain things that you're gonna do easy peasy, but then when you get into like terms, you get into options, you get into memorandum of options, you get into trusts, things of that nature. Things got to be done a certain way to get it done right. If you don't, then you'll blow the whole deal, right? I've seen it happen before. I mean, I'll tell you a story of one person who was a good friend of mine. He had a real estate investment company, not any longer, but he bought a property subject to existing financing. He went ahead and just took the deed. He didn't do things properly with the paperwork and the trust. He didn't even do a trust, right? Just kind of took the deed, did some stuff, and then went and fixed up the property, spent 30, 40 grand on rebuilding this garage with the deck and all kinds of crazy shit, right? And the city comes back and says, hey, he thought the contractor, that was just another mistake, thought the contractor had a contracting license. They didn't. It was a freaking handyman, right, with a business license, but not a contracting license. So when the inspectors went back to the property, they said, hey, you got to fix this, that, and that. Otherwise, tear the son of a bitch down. And then at the same token, he didn't put the property into a trust, so the property was a pre-foreclosure. He didn't do it correctly. And the bank says, boom, hey, we want our money. Now we're calling the loan due, right? Because he didn't notify the bank. There's a couple of things he didn't do with insurance and a bunch of other things. And he's like, man, can you help me out? What do I need to do? I said, well, you should have called me. I would have helped you. At the same token, you went off and did something else with somebody else, and that's cool. I get it. All I can do is say, hey, you're going to have to just either abide by what needs to happen. And if you ran out of money, then, if you got to just call it a loss, man, or whatever you got to do with that garage, tear the son of a bitch down or bring it to code and pay the fines. As far as the foreclosure, you better hurry up and do something because they're going to foreclose and you're going to have to dump that son of a bitch very, very quickly. Okay. And he would have lost money, and they actually did. So, horror story number one. All right. So like I said, feel free to click some links. I'm sure there's some links down there for the Amp Life survey. If you're stuck and you want to get unstuck, definitely reach out. We're going to get into Subto training, Subto master training. I'm going to be your host, like I mentioned, Amp Life Real Estate Show. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for watching these videos. Even if you don't like or love these things, I know that I talk to thousands of people throughout the United States of America every freaking year. People see the videos. Oh, yeah, I've been watching your stuff for like 6 months, 8 months, a year before they decide to come aboard or reach out and say, hey, how you doing? I'm here, right? I've been watching your stuff and not knowing, so we're here to help you, right? Don't be shy. Obviously, I don't hide behind email or text or any of that good stuff. I'm right here in front of everybody. Email is there. Text is there. PM is there. All that other good stuff is there. Reach out. Right? Take advantage of it while you can. I wish they had this stuff when I got started, right? And but then again, who knows, right? Hindsight's 2020. So I had another mentee that came aboard about maybe a year or so ago, and he said, you know what? Hey, I wish I would have met you guys a long time ago. I wish I would have came aboard a long time ago, and I wouldn't have spent $36,000 on training and coaching and all this crazy stuff. I said, yeah, you would have, because we would have talked, we would have met, and you would have been stubborn. You wouldn't have listened to me anyways. You needed to get beat up in the industry, get beat up in the environment, the arena of real estate investing and all that good stuff. And he was a agent broker, got hit by the Chinese virus and trying to emerge out of it, 22, 23, creeping in. And it happens, right? I get it. But at the same token, it's like, no, hindsight's 2020. He would have been stubborn anyways. He had to get beat up. And that's kind of just the way people are. I mean, I'm stubborn too, right? I'm stubborn to a fault. I get it. Sometimes I don't want to spend $30,000 for a mastermind. But it's probably worth it. Pay to play. I get it. Got to go. Got to meet some awesome people. Go learn some awesome stuff. Take the team. It's an investment in yourself. Anytime you're investing in yourself, well, it is the best investment. At the end of the day, you're investing in yourself. That's what we do with the one-on-one mentoring. Nobody does one-on-one mentoring. So, but I'm not going to get into all the sales stuff, right? Because you know what we do or you don't. If you do, check it out. Click the links. Yes, we train, mentor. We do deals. You got deals, send them over. But we're going to talk about Subto master training. First and foremost, it's my favorite. Subto has been my favorite for a couple of decades now, okay? I represent AHA. I work with AHA, managing director and all that good stuff. So, I'm there looking at deals, raising capital, doing whatever needs to be done, work with mentees and coaching and run those types of businesses because we're in that arena, and that's the apparatus we have with AHA, American South Americans, and Amp Live, the American Mentee program, powered by, yes, Amp Live Media and VIP execs and sponsors to help us out with all this good stuff. Okay, so rolling into 10 minutes, let's talk about Subto. I want to share some stuff with you really quick, so let me go ahead and we got guests here. Let me see. I can invite guests. Boom, 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 boom. We have. Oh, there we go. I want to do this real quick. Okay, here we go. There'll be some stuff later on that I'm going to pop up. That's going to pop up. Let me see if I can do the chat thing here. See if we get anything for chat. Sup? Oh, hey. Okay, so let me see. We got who we got here. Let's go ahead and add to block stream. Howdy. What's a good word? What is the That's the other thing. I'm stubborn. I should have somebody. I had people before to do this. Some bitch. Some bitch ooh poo. What the hell is that? Some bitch a poo? I don't even know who the fuck that is. All right. Let me see. I want to increase engagement. So who do we got? That's us. I'm going to take my time with this today. Just kind of cruise. One post requires approval. Approve. There we go. Got that. Go there. A few handful of peeps. Okay, so what do we have here on the chat? I think we got anything. See something in here in the chat. I'm going to go back to this here. Got some bitch a poo. I don't know what the hell that is. So it's either someone I know or it's just some shitbag. Don't take it personal. All right, let's rock. Let's do something. Let's close that out right there. What's up? Tear some bitch down, Oh, I don't know who the fuck that is. Oh. Hey, what's up, Chandler? Mr. Rock and Roll, how you doing? I should have known with the sup. What's up? There you are. Getting crazy today, huh? Getting crazy. Okay, so that's the thing, right? Because I read this, I'm going, what? That's the thing about text and email. Super impersonal, right? I get it. You know how many times I shoot a text, I'm trying to help somebody, and they come back and they just blow up like, oh, blah, blah. Well, hey, you took that wrong. Let's get on the phone, hammer it out, because the way I text, or I might read a text crazy too. And I go, what the hell does that mean? What an a-hole, just like I did right now. All right, it happens. But that's just, hey, you got to adjust and adapt as things come, as things start moving in the real estate game, right? We got a thing with text, August 31st. Guess what? Yep. I'm not going to say it's because people are getting texts and they're complaining and they're whining. No, it's the carriers, right? It's about money. They want to regulate, how many text messages are going out and all that good stuff. So they create a law. They lobby the shit out of it. They turn it into a law. So now we got a law. August 31st, you got to jump through a bunch of freaking hoops to say, yes, can I text you? And here's the opt-in and this and that and blah, 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 blah. I get it. So you just adjust and adapt. And we rock. That's what we'll always do. Even when the market started changing with telemarketing, and then social media came out, and then lead generation, and then CRMs, and then text, and then ringless voice message, all that crazy stuff, right? But yeah, hopefully you're just ask some questions, man. Hopefully you get some Chandler get some value out of this, brother. Yeah, it's funny. That was crazy. Probably not funny for him, man. I think it cost him like 40, 50 grand on that garage. And when they fixed it all up, and then I think at the end of the day, they did tear it down, make a carport. I'm like, man, that's why it's super important to do your due diligence so you don't get caught with your shorts down. And it happens, right? The devil's in the details. That's why a lot of people do not do sub-2, even though a lot of people are getting into it because of social media and everybody sees it and it's out there. Kind of like wholesale blew up after social media came out. Because trust me, last cycle, it was not called wholesaling. All right. I was wholesaling and it wasn't called wholesaling. It was just called creative real estate investing. And I was selling paper because it was legally able to sell the paper because it came from the commercial side. You can get paper, you can do options on, big ass buildings and put some money down and take 2 or 3 months to do the inspection and then do what needs to be done. Figure out, like Trump does, you did, put all the buildings together and schematics. This is what I want to build and get all the lending and stuff, right? And then sell that son of a bitch to someone else or actually build it, right? Wholesaling, right? Wholesaling giant deals. Then it just got trickled down into single family properties, right? Because can commercial be wholesaled? Of course it can. Hotels be wholesaled. Anything can be wholesaled. You just got to use different contracts, master contracts, and different types. It's a different jam. A lot more due diligence. If you're going to cry about due diligence on wholesale, wait till you do due diligence on sub-2, and then wait till you do the due diligence on a commercial property, right? That's pretty much how it goes. Wholesale, single family, and then your commercial. It takes a lot more, and you want to make sure you got several eyes. You want to make sure you're checking your numbers 2, 3, 4 times. Now, even with us, I'll still do it. Or if we're working with mentees, to say, man, let's double check that stuff, right? Because we're all going to make mistakes. Human beings make mistakes. We're doing a training with some mentees this week, and we're going through some, figuring out how to get your due diligence. Do the due diligence. What is a deal and what is not a deal? And the bottom line is that when you're looking stuff up, we go to 3 different platforms, the free stuff, and then even PropStream, and then even Property Radar, and you got Batch, you got Privy. They all got different algorithms and data. You see, human beings record that stuff. So that means there's a chance for human error. So then you'll see a 2-bedroom, 2-bath on one side, then you see no bedrooms, then you see 3 bedrooms, then you see the different square footage, and you'll see this and that. The only thing that doesn't change is the APN number. The APN number is how the assessor decides how much they're going to charge you in taxes. So that's where you want to make sure you're always. A lot of times we'll write offers with the address and the APN number attached to it, or we'll put the APN number. If we have a sub-2 deal, then we'll put it in what's called an addendum. The addendum overrides the contract and supersedes the contract. So whatever is put in that addendum is the law, is the jam, is the beauty of everything. Because you can have a 3-page contract, a 1-page contract, I don't care what it is, Texas contract, California contract, whatever, car forms. We don't use any of that stuff unless it's necessary, unless you're going to on-market deals and you have the agent write it all up and let them do all that good stuff. But you should still be, an expert to be able to read all that and understand what the hell you're signing. A lot of people don't. You know what you sign? No, I don't. Well, can they do that? Yes, they can. Do you have clauses embedded in there? Well, I got them from this place. I got them from YouTube. Or I got them from a course. That's cool. Did you digest them? Did you understand them? Do you know what they mean? Did you understand the training that they gave you to be able to understand what you're putting into those clauses? Hopefully, right? A lot of people don't. Trust me. I talked to thousands of people throughout the United States, like I mentioned before, and I'll ask questions. Oh, yeah, I'm looking for deals. They said, send them over. Oh, do you know what a deal looks like? Sure don't. You know how you're going to get paid? Sure don't. If you send them a deal, do you know how much you're going to get paid? Sure don't. Well, it's like, okay, what are you doing, right? I don't get it. But that's life. Everybody's a little bit different. There's you got your tire kickers. You got, hey, I'm going to jump in and try this out. You got others that like me say, look, I'm changing careers. Right? I'm going from a corporate gig and I'm going to do this real estate shit. If they can do it, those guys and gals can do it, then I'm going to try and I'm going to keep on trying. And until I die, I'm going to try. It's a total commitment. Not everybody's like that, right? And sometimes you just know. You go back, you look at your life and you decide, is this what I really want to do? Do I like this? Can I do it? And a lot of times you think you can't. You're like, man, but I was already preparing myself. While I was in the corporate gig, getting frustrated, said, man, I got to find another way, something else I have to do. In the meantime, I was studying Think and Grow Rich and reading the book and self-help and becoming a different version of me and thinking different and dressing different, attitudes different. And then over a period of time, it took years. Like I say, I'm a slow learner, I guess, right? It took me 4, 5, 6 years of reading Think and Grow Rich and going, oh, shit, now I understand the book. They got some young whips now, man. They're like, man, like my daughter and son, they read that shit, boom, they get it in one shot. The brain capacity is a lot better. All right. Yeah, if you got any questions, Chandler, ask. There's a link right here, man. Jump on. Want to throw your mug on there? Let's go for it. All right, so we got about 20 minutes, about 10 more minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and keep on moving. I would like to get into the screenshots and all that good stuff, kind of show you what a deal looks like, and the paperwork that goes into it, and why those things have to happen in the Facebook group. Now, I think that's going to be right here. You join that Facebook group right there. Okay, it's free. Doesn't cost you a dime. And then I believe we got. There we go. 1 second. Move this over here. Get some captions. It's right there. Okay, you can register here. There's a Facebook group, and then this one here. All right, it's going to be that right there. Register just so we have your information. You want to touch base, you want to rock and roll. Let's register and get your butts in there, and let's learn Subto. Okay, we'll go as long as we need to. We're going to start from the beginning, like where do you get the deals? Okay, so I'm going to touch base on this. Okay, we're going to touch base very quickly. First and foremost, got to have your mindset rocking and rolling, right? So hopefully you've been reading Think and Grow Rich and things of that nature, and that helps out. If you do those things, it's only going to help you in this business. I learned that a long time ago the hard way. I'm going to go back here to chat. If you have any questions, ask me a little bit later as we move down the road. Okay. I'm going to tell you some more stories, some awesome stories, some great stories of why we love and I love Subto. And it's never going to leave. I mean, Subto, so there's been times, right? People, Subto, that's the season's coming, or the season's not here, or the season is here, right? The season is always here, simply because there's always distressed situations. There's always distressed sellers. There's always distressed properties, right? It's called life. Life happens to good people. Life happens to bad people. Stuff's going to happen. You got divorced. That's the whole essence of we buy houses, ugly ones too, cash or terms type stuff, right? That's the whole started it all in the last cycle, the cycle before that with the Ron LeGrand guys, and now Lori and Carlton Sheets and all that good stuff, right? So I'm dropping some names here that you can take a look at, right? And now we got some new peeps, right? You got new gurus, you got new software, and you got software programs, you got new programs and social media and everybody doing this stuff, right? And then the next cycle, when the market starts shifting and it starts, going into pre-foreclosure, short sales, and then REOs, and then bottoms out, you're going to start emerging, right? A new market's going to emerge, new gurus or whatever are going to come out, and maybe some of them from this cycle will make it to the next cycle, but not a lot, right? Just I'm not going to name names or anything, but I've seen the last cycle too, where a lot of people came up and then they're no longer around anymore. They're doing different stuff. I get it. Or they just are done with the game. Maybe they try to do little comebacks here and there, but we'll see who survives the next cycle. I know we'll be here as long as God doesn't come and say, here you go. It's time to come and become a soldier of God, right? Then other than that, boom, I'm right here. We'll be right here, right? Amp Live will be here. Americans Helping Americans will be here to help our fellow Americans. And that's our goal and that's our mission. So we'll keep rocking and rolling until that day comes, right? And then even then, pass it on. It's all about the legacy, right? That's what we're here to help you do, right? Change your life. Only 2 or 3 deals a year can change your life. Trust me, I promise you that, right? Maybe there's more. Maybe you get the bug like I did and you're obsessed with it and you can talk about this stuff all freaking day long, right? Not a big deal, right? And you keep on learning, keep on adjusting, because the market's always shifting. It's like the ocean. It comes in waves, right? The same thing in real estate. It's cyclical. It comes in waves and moves. It's alive. So it's hard to get bored, right? Yes, you can get your ass beat up in a storm. Hopefully you make it out of the storm, and some people actually perish and they're just gone, right? And never come back. I get it. That happens. Sometimes the JOB is better suited for certain people. And I know that's the way people are, you go to school and you go to college, and that's what you're programmed to do. So you break that programming. That's what I'm all about. The mental. Break the program. Things can happen. I get it, right? We all know that. But let's talk about some Subto stuff. Where do we find them? How do you recognize a Subto? Well, think of it as a funnel, as I always say. It comes in like that, a funnel, right? Now, if you're back in the day in college, that would be what you call a beer bong, right? And you got the tube and you pour those beers in there and drink a shitload of them, right? Back in the day. If you guys have done that, crazy awesome. If not, it's cool. I don't condone alcohol and all that good stuff or drugs, but I don't do any of that stuff. I don't smoke, but I love my food, right? Rock and roll with the food, although that can kill you too. All right, so think of it as a funnel, comes down the funnel. Now, for us, we're looking at think of like holes in it, little spigots, right? Boop, 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 right? So one comes out here, we're going, hey, it's cash. 1, cash. 2, cash. 3, our highest offer. Okay? I don't got any visual for you, so use your imagination if you can. I'm going a little bit slow, and then I'm going to rock and move fast once I get going. Okay, so then there's going to be another spigot here going, okay, that's the wholesale model. And I say, hey, that's I can only go 70 cents minus repairs. Maybe you got investors maybe do 73, 74, 75 minus repairs, and you still have to get paid on top of that, right? So hopefully maybe you got some investors that are willing to do that in certain areas, okay? Then cool, you got a deal. But if you don't have a deal, what do you got to do? You got to move to what? Move to terms. Move to creative real estate investing and say, you know what, I can get you a little bit more if you're flexible. Are you flexible in price? Are you flexible? And obviously, if you do this right, you're working with us. We love the art of the deal. It's straight selling, high trust selling. We put them together and call it the AMP Live method. We call it the art of the deal. Yes, no pun intended at the end of the day. But the bottom line is building that relationship with the seller. Yes, it takes a little bit longer. We're not throwing spaghetti at the wall. That does work. You can make that part of your team. I won't get into that right now. But there is every vertical works, including spaghetti at the wall. 500 offers, you get one accepted. Call 200-300 people and make offers to every single one, and you'll get something accepted, okay? But it wasn't about all that stuff in between there, right? There's a lot of deals in between there with the nurturing of systems and automation, right? And if you're actually talking and asking questions and open-ended questions and you're not just going for the spaghetti on the wall, you're going to see more deals with fatter checks and bigger margins by going this way, the AMP Live method. And that's by talking with sellers and having a parallel world, right? Relate to them. Okay, I'm not going to get into that too much, but let's talk about the deals, right? How do we find them? How do we recognize them, right? How do we recognize the deal when it comes down the wire? Okay, so I was talking about the wholesale thing. The wholesale thing goes bye-bye if it's not 70, 75 cents minus repairs. So then we start moving because if we've done this right, we already know everything from birth until now about the seller. We know all their pain points. We know if they're in a pre-foreclosure, not in a pre-foreclosure. They want to sell with an agent. They don't want to sell with an agent. Does it need repairs? What type of repairs? So we're able to get our ARV, our repairs, and all that good stuff, right? And yeah, we could probably, if we're fast enough or we got a team, hey, this is what we got. Boom, boom, hit it. Tell me what you got. I'm going to keep them on the phone. We're going to rock and roll. I'm going to get a full submission because the mission is the submission. And then have your admin person or your due diligence person come back and go, this is what we can offer. Okay. Then we're going to ask them because in some of this, when we're asking them this information, we're asking them, right? If you were to put this market if you were to put this house on the market, what would be your asking price? 400, 200, 300, 50,000, $1 million, whatever, right? They're going to tell you it's always going to be higher than what it's worth, 9 times out of 10. Then we're going to ask them. Second question. If we had the house appraised or if you had the house appraised, what do you think it'd be worth? Sometimes it's higher, sometimes it's lower, and sometimes you go, hey, I just got that son of a bitch appraised 3 months ago. I was thinking of getting a refi. Pull some cash out maybe, but I changed my mind. And here's my number. Of course, they're going to be stuck on that number because they got an appraisal, but that appraisal don't mean shit to us because at the end of the day, appraisal just means that's what the bank's going to lend. That's cool. We get it. But it's not what we're going to pay based on all the numbers and what do we got to do. And if it's a good number and it makes sense and we can do it and we can cash flow the property because that's where the seller finance comes in, right? Not the sub-2 stuff, but you can still sub-2 it. And then you can arbitrage it and seller finance it, sell it off, or keep it and cash flow that son of a bitch. You don't have to do any seller financing. You just take it sub-2, period. If it has a juicy loan on it for 2, 3, 4%, right? Give them some money, move on, put the property in trust for legal and tax purposes. Don't have to do like a down payment or seller financing or anything. It's going to give them chunks of cash. And then you could, if you wanted to, yes, do a wrap, all-inclusive deed of trust, and do the wrap, and then, get it on paper and put them in a second position and go that route too. But with sub-2, when you're finding some of these deals, like I said, there's a funnel, there's a spigot, offer 1, offer 2, offer 3, boom. If they don't take those cash offers, then you're done. Well, not necessarily. So we're getting into sub-2. So we keep rocking because we know what's the situation. I'll give you an example. Like, hey, you know what? I'm here in California, but I'm moving to Texas, right? I have a job relocation. I'm going to move. I need to move within 60 days. If I don't move, then I'll lose the job, right? Or I'm going to have to take a different position. So they don't want to have two mortgage payments, one here and one in Texas. Plus, they need some of this money to do it, to go to Texas, right? Even though they might have had some hardships because of some things that happened, and maybe missed a couple of payments, 2, 3, 4 payments, and they haven't got a letter yet. But sooner or later, the NOD is going to get recorded, and then everybody and the mother is going to call them, right? Or maybe there is an NOD, right? We've had that happen where there's an NOD already. There's notice default. We're going through the whole full submission, and they go, yeah, you know what? I'm like 6 payments behind. All right, what's the average? What's your payment? Oh, $2,300. What's the interest rate? Oh, 3.75. Okay, who's the lender? Oh, I did the loan through Bank of America, but Mr. Cooper or Aquin is the servicer, and they'll give you your 2 cents. Oh, they're great, or they sucked. All kinds of crazy stuff that's going to happen. And once you do that, you got that information. You're going to ask them, is there any other what? Is there any you have any other HELOCs? You got any other loans? Is there any taxes due? Any mechanics liens or anything like that? Some will say yes, and some will say no. And some will say yes, and they forget, or not. They'll say yes, or they'll say no. Sorry, they'll say no, and they'll forget that there was. Or maybe sometimes they forget on purpose. I get it. It is all part of the game. 93% of Americans are naturally honest, so they're going to tell you the truth. 1 to 3%, they'll think they're selling a car. Oh, I'm not going to tell you sticker price. Oh, you're going to have to go do an inspection to, yes, I know about the foundation issues. Yes, I know about the plumbing issues. Yes, I know about the electrical issues, but I'm not going to tell you shit. So what would you like to know? Make me an offer, blah, blah, blah. Come and see the property. Go through the process. And we want to eliminate all that shit, right? We want to eliminate that. So we kind of do what's called, what I call the Dumb and Dumber method, right? If you ever watched the movie Dumb and Dumber, there's a phrase in there that said he totally redeems himself with his friend. And it's the same thing. We give them 3 chances. We go through the rebuttal. We let them know once, twice, 3 times, total silence. And then if they tell us what's on the first and they start giving us information, we move forward. If they don't give us information after the 3 rebuttals and they do not redeem themselves in front of our eyes or according to our eyes and our methods, then total silence. Wait. Hello? Did you hang up on me? Are you there? Hello? No. Okay. No, I'm still here. What's on the first? What do you owe? I'm not going to tell you that, this and that. Okay, well, thank you. Looks like we're probably not the right company for you. Hopefully you don't get burned or ripped off from unscrupulous agents, brokers, or any other investors that are out there, because they are. And there's a lot of good ones too, like us. But unfortunately, we're probably not a good fit. Dude, hang up. Goodbye. See you later, right? Until they change their tune and they're totally honest with us, we're not going to work with them. We'll let some other investors deal with that issue, not us, right? So when we're doing this business, we choose who we're working with. We choose what buyers, investors, and all that good stuff. If you're cool and you're awesome, hey, we're going to work with you. If you're a jerk or an a-hole, or you're trying to be unscrupulous in some way and not disclose information that's going to come out in the wash anyways, then there's no reason to do business, okay? That's a red flag. Move the hell on. But 97% of Americans and humans are technically honest. So you'll be able to get a full submission and go through it and all the way through, get all the information. You'll find out if they're in foreclosure, any liens, encumbrances. We set the stage, ask the 3 magical questions, scale of 1 to 10, close the call, get some tie downs and yeses, and then mode of operation. Then we follow back. We can probably, if we got a sweet deal, then we can always write a contingent upon inspection, no problem. And we're still going to do what? We're still going to go in, write a contingent upon inspection, but we'll put in there. We got the option to do subto existing financing. We won't use an addendum though. We'll just write the contract first, and then send it off to them. If we get it signed, boom. Then we're going to go to the house, do the inspection, do whatever we need to do, or send boots on the ground to actually go out there if you're doing virtual stuff, or it's just too far, or if this is just not your game, you got somebody else that's better at that than you, then you send your team member, they go out there, they're going to go do the whole thing, and then we're going to have more paperwork for them, which is the Subto paperwork, because we're ready to go, even though they do not know that, but it's part of the program. It's part of what we're going to do when we're buying the property cash, right? We're going to fill them all out. Now, if that doesn't happen, then yeah, we're going to call them back within 24 to 72 hours. If it's a hot deal, we're calling them back the same day, and we have permission to do so. If it's not, we're kind of working on it, so kind of here and there, and up and down and all the way around. We're not quite sure. Looking at the numbers, kind of tight. We're always going to call them back. We always say we're going to call you back no matter what. Right? We're going to give you some resources. Whatever resources we have, we'll give to you. And then, hopefully it'll help you. And I guarantee it's going to arm you, right? Well, and give you some defense in this market with unscrupulous agents, brokers, and other investors and then you'll be able to choose the good ones from the bad ones and be able to. Is that fair enough? Yes. Okay, awesome. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you, Eric, for your time, et cetera, et cetera. Our mentees, when they're working with mentees, right? Sometimes, hey, thank you so much. You guys are awesome. I want to say a prayer for you. All kinds of beautiful stuff happens, right? It's just karma, right? You're putting into the bank of good. So instead of just going wham, bam, thank you, ma'am, and going, get in, get out, get in, get out. That works. I get it. There's a time and place for that. There's a time and place for everything. There's a time and place for different types of marketing and verticals, right? And that's becoming what? An expert at what you do. Don't have to be an expert at lead generation. Don't have to be an expert at a transaction coordinating and doing deals. Just have to be an expert at what? People. Managing people, working with people, pleasing personality, all that good stuff. Think and Grow Rich. Read it. 17 Principles of Success. Read it. Read all those other books, Og Mandino and all that good stuff, right? They're all juicy. It'll help you. Mindset. Let me take a look at something really quick. What do we got here? 236. All right. Tear down, bitch. That's crazy. All right. So let's move a little bit forward here. We're going to go to the next phase, right? So once we're doing that, we're going to go back. We're going to underwrite it. We're going to look at it. If it looks good, then we're going to go back and we're going to set up a call and ask some questions and make sure the seller's the seller, the loans are the loans, and we got 1, 2, 3 loans or whatever's being answered. Are they in pre-foreclosure? And if they didn't tell us, then we're going to go back and ask those questions. If they are in pre-foreclosure, and 9 times out of 10 they'll tell us, that's cool, that's great. We're going to go back and help them. We're going to go back and see where we can help them out with the property, right? Because it's always going to be a win-win-win situation. Win to the seller, win to the investor, and then win to us. We're last on the totem pole. You should be last on the totem pole. Don't be thinking about how much money I'm going to make, what I'm going to do. It's about taking care of the seller. That is your most important most important piece of the puzzle is the client, right? Take care of them. Take care of them, and others will take, and other things will happen for you, okay? And a lot of times, sometimes you just can't, right? The ego gets in the way. So I want to help them, but you can't, right? All you can do is point the resources in the right direction and see, and then stay in touch with them if you want to, right? Not have to charge them anything. You just, no problem. If I can help you with this, help you with that, go do it. Same thing with agents and brokers and anybody you work with, right? Until it's the golden rule. Treat others as you would like to be treated. PMA, positive mental attitude, the same thing, right? Keep it positive, keep it rolling, keep it moving, all right? And if you can provide an awesome service to them, then do it. That's what subject to existing financing is just an extra option. There are more options instead of just the one-trick pony wholesale. I get it, right? That works until it doesn't work. Same thing with Subto. It works until it doesn't work, but Subto can work for anything. It doesn't matter, just as long as the seller is flexible and willing to work with you. Period. That's it. Okay, so once we go over that, then we're going with an extra spigot, right? We're going, hey, we can pay you more for the property. Can we go to 73, 75, 80 cents on the dollar? Of course we can. Based on what? The payment. Can we cash flow that property? Can we acquire it and then be able to do what? Cash flow it. Can we cash flow that son of a bitch? And I'm going to go ahead and switch this out real quick. Cool. All right, so down below is going to be a Facebook group. Go ahead and join it. It's the AMP Live, the Art of the Deal, Creative Real Estate Investing Group. I would challenge you to go there, check it out, be active, grow it if you like. At the end of the day, it's just there to help. Okay, so let's get back to the terms, right? So then we keep on going. There's another spigot. And then we offer some cash now, some cash later with investors, right? And if that doesn't work, then we'll move with some cash and we'll figure out the amount of cash they need now. Because a lot of times, like the one who was in relocation, right? They just need enough money to move. Say, hey, you know what? That's cool. I just need enough money to, get caught up with the reinstatement, which you can do with the investor, reinstate the mortgage amount. And then, when they get ready to move, leave the house in broom swept condition, right? And then they can take off. And with the chunky cash for keys type thing, they get the, you get the garage door opener and the keys. They get some money. And then we're going to structure the deal where they can take off. And then now they won't have 2 mortgage payments. They get out of pre-foreclosure, or a lot of times, sometimes they're divorce properties. It's not about a foreclosure. It's just about, hey, dealing with 2 people who hate each other and like, hey, we got to deal with them separately. We've done that too as well. And we're going to give you your check here. Your check's going to go here. We're going to get in, fix up the property with our money, our investors' money, and go ahead and fix it, put it back on the market, resell it, and then cash you out for the rest. Then they can come to the office separately to pick up their cashier's checks, or just transfer money to them and be done with it, right? And they sign off on a few things, and then we go ahead and fix it, put it back on the market, and resell it, right? So that happens too, But and even if it's a relocation, a job, divorce, it could be, probate. They bought the property. Now I will tell you, when people are in probate, it's a little harder to get the sub-2 stuff because they want the cash, right? If you got more than one heir, it's a little harder. 2, 3, 4 heirs, they all want their money. So, it's a lot harder to get on board. Not that it's impossible. It can be done. Anything can be done, right? And it has been done. But the bottom line is, like, if you got one person that's in probate and they inherited the property, and they may, if they're used to already getting payments, then they'll go for that. Maybe they want to avoid capital gains taxes or some other thing that they want to do. Then you'll be able to go ahead and do some sub-2 with some seller financing. Okay. If not, it's okay. Now you're just working on numbers. Try to get the best possible deal you can based off of the repairs. 9 times out of 10, they inherited the property. Family members or mom and dad have lived in there for 30, 40, 50, 60 years. The house is in disarray. 9 times out of 10, sometimes they keep it up, but it's still like, from the 60s, the 70s, or even the 80s, right? Even if it's in the 90s, it's still going to need an update. So we're going to need, because the house is not functional, especially if they owned it for 60, 70 years or 50 years or even 40 years, right? It's the obsolescence is gone, right? It's because, the walls got to be knocked down. Certain things have to be changed. The way it's style of the house and the area needs to be, all those things need to be moved around because it's just not feasible, right? So that costs money. And then when you start opening up walls, that's even worse, because if it's 1940s, 50s house, 1900s, anything under 1970s, who knows what's going to happen when you start getting in the walls. And it starts costing you more money, okay? So the beauty of sub-2 is that you can do those things, help out the seller, give them some more money, and the margins are still pretty good at the end of the day, right? Because you're dealing with leverage, right? You're dealing with OPM, other people's money, private dollars, private money. We'll show you how to get into that as well and how to make that happen. And then the paperwork is the thing that's most people don't want to do, don't like doing. I get it. But my advice is become a contract freak, become a clause freak, and put your mind and frame around that. You're making your money with a pen, your brain, paper, right, and your mouth. So it's a beautiful thing. It's better than picking up a hammer. It's better than working at a factory. It's better than doing any type of physical labor. Unless you love that stuff, then that's cool. Then I get it. Then just, get others to do that stuff for you, but make sure you become an expert and at least understand it. If you don't understand it, then if somebody else messes it up, then it's on you, right? You don't want that. Reputation is everything. At the same token, you should know those things. It's a business. You want to treat it like a business, and then go from there. All right. So that's how that kind of works. Think of that spigot there, and then we even go deeper. At the end of the day, if that doesn't work, we'll go with an option, because now we know their price. Like, for example, we got one in LA. The gentleman, the house probably worth $350. We made him an offer, right? Stubborn guy, but at the end of the day, he wanted $500. Then he went down to $400, then $475, and now $575. That's not going to work. But if we really wanted to, yeah, you know what? Hey, I'll take an option for $550. If anything over $550, I'm going to keep, because I'm going to sell that. I'm going to get a contract for $550,000. I'm going to sell it to someone else for over $550,000. And if they buy it, then they're going to execute and buy my option to go ahead and purchase, right, the property from them. And I can make money on that. And that's still the same thing. It's just like wholesaling. That's what wholesaling is, right? Taking any type of paper and assigning the contract. Doesn't have to be a standard. I can even write a contract if I want for $550, but we got to open escrow and do all that good stuff. An option is simple. If you sell the property, congratulations. If I bring a buyer and I got a piece of paper here, because I legally need to have a piece of paper and I got to have something, right? So I can go ahead and exchange, $10. Here you go. Put it in your bank account. It's done. Or take a receipt for cash or whatever it is. You have proof. And now you got a legal binding contract. You can sell that option to another investor. They open up escrow, do all that good stuff. Because once you tell them, hey, I'm opening escrow, this is what I got, then boom, we're going to move forward. We got a legal contract to close. So you can get paid that way. Last resort for us is, hey, marketing. Let's do a marketing agreement, okay? We'll put some signage. We'll give you signage, 800 number, and we'll add it to the website and all that good stuff, right? And all you got to do is just give us testimonial and say, hey, you know what? Marketing company, thank you. You helped us get our property sold. Beautiful. If it doesn't sell, it's okay. It's free. It's not going to cost you a dime, right? You get all these tools and all these things to help you with your market and your property, and you take all the calls. If you get it sold, beautiful thing. But 9 times out of 10, they're going to we're stepping up and spending money. So we're putting a sign out there. We're doing flyers, put on the website. We'll take pictures and all that good stuff. And they take all the calls. It's their 800 number. It's an extension number that rolls over to them. Beautiful thing, right? But we know that only probably if they get 80 calls, 1 or 2%, maybe, if they're lucky, will be interested in their property, right? The other 97% are all leads that are going to come into us, right? Cost a couple of bucks, $200-300 for a package, right? Put it all together, beautiful thing, give it to them, let them go at it. But you're going to spend that in marketing anyways, right? Whether you're marketing, you're paying a VA or text or ring those voice message, data, skips, blah, blah, blah. You're going to spend it anyways. So why not have your presence, right, in that area? Anyways, that's a pro tip for you. I usually save that for this to mentees as part of the program. But decided to drop it in here. If you catch it, wonderful, awesome, activate it. If not, that's okay. Right. Next, moving on. So we're gonna go ahead and wrap up pretty soon. I'm gonna go. Let me see what we got here. I think we got. Okay. That one. Okay. What do we got? There's the ticker. Subto group. Okay, I'll leave that there. All right. So what do we got? 47 minutes. All right, 47 minutes in. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. We're going to take it to the Facebook group. So in the Facebook group, I'm actually going to come back. I'm going to show the screen. I'm going to share the screen. Some properties. I'm going to show you what to look for. We're going to go to a piece of software that, and there's a lot of them out there. You got PropStream, Property Radar, Privy, a bunch of them, right? We'll look up some stuff. We'll look up pre-foreclosure. Then we're going to break it down. And it could be any property. So we'll do a probate one, maybe a for sale by owner or an out-of-state owner as well, which is a tired landlord. Doesn't matter. Like I said, doesn't matter. It's whatever comes in. It doesn't matter what type of lead it is, right? Now some people like to go, well, how do I go after just Subto deals? Well, the easiest way is look for the equity, right? So there's 50, 30. I think the minimum for us is 25 to 30% equity. You're going, wow, how are you going to make any money, right? We'll show you how to do it. 25, 30% minimum for Subto type deals. It's got to be that amount of equity to work with, right? And depending on the loans and the loan types, right? Interest rates, all those things are important. So you want to look at all those things depending on what type of software you have, and then you can pull all those leads and go from there. You can still pull the probate. You can pull up tired landlord stuff, absentee owners. You can put empty nesters. It doesn't matter. But I know that a lot of people or the gurus out there teach a lot of people, or they have been for several years, say, hey, go get the absentee owner list first, right? Which I disagree with, which is fine, I get. But unless you're armed with something awesome and you feel good about it, you're going to get your ass beat with a bunch of landlords kicking your ass all over the place saying, hey, I got an agent. Why are you calling me? Make me an offer. Don't waste my time. Or not right now. I'm not interested, right? Because they're all tired landlords, absentee people. 9 times out of 10, they own a piece of property and it's a rental. Or it's vacant, they inherited or something like that. 9 times out of 10, it's going to be from someone who's a little more savvier than the average mentee. So I think that's a big mistake at the end of the day. But hey, I get it. Some people say, well, you got to get you in the business. Got to get you talking to sellers. There's a better way to do it. The way we do it, right? We'll surf for deals. We'll do a few other things, and where we're actually going after sellers that's saying, hey, I want to sell, right? I want to talk to you. Please talk to me. And then some of them, yeah, even though they say they want to sell and they're frustrated as shit, because they got all kinds of people calling them and giving them lowball offers on the phone. I'll ask a lot of them. We're on the phone because we're on the phone with mentees and we're doing the phone calls together. And I say, okay, you got a lot of offers. Where are they? Did they actually write offers? Have you gotten any written offers? No, I have it all verbal, right? So that tells me that there's a thing going on. And I'm always aware of that stuff. And we look at it, we analyze it, and then we decide, okay, where do we pivot? Where do we move, right? So we're always 9 times out of 10 on the right track of where we need to be going and moving, and the theories and the methods that we have and use work for a reason, right? Because we're always maneuvering, right? It's like, think of it as like a fight or a box, right? Or boxing, right? Or martial arts, right? You're always, taking things. You can either be in defense or you can be offense, right? And a little bit of both, right? So it is what it is. I'm doing my kung fu, Bruce Lee stuff. But caught myself doing that. It's funny. Funny to me. I make myself laugh. It's fucking funny as shit all the time. But might be the stuff. I'm not sure what's in here. Here's the pinky. Anyways, that has some watermelon in it. From those, I used to probably dating myself here. So for you young bucks and chicks, if I don't know who Jack LaLanne is, he's a strong ass dude, 60, I think it's 70, 80 years old, own a bunch of Jack LaLanne gyms, super healthy. He swore to juicing. He's the one that actually came out with the damn juicer. I think someone else did before that, but then he made it famous because he was, more known than most people, and started selling the juicers. So he had a bunch of Jack LaLannes. They're kind of like LA Fitness and all that good stuff, and I think they got bought out by a lot of those companies. And he just juice. That guy would go do like stunts, and he'd like swim through New York, and it's freaking ice cold, and he'd be swimming and pulling like tugboats behind him, and people those rowboats and shit, right? Doing all kinds of like the strongman stuff. But I do like this, and I'm one that I'll throw. That's cool because I hate vegetables. I've hated vegetables ever since I was a kid, and at least you can drink them, right? Make them taste better. I even got an acquired taste for beets. And I go, well, beets, I would have never eaten beets when I was a kid, but, let alone being cooked, right? But you take the beets and you grind them all up and you put some other stuff in there and some kale and things of that nature and make your a super drink. And it's like, even though it tastes like dirt, my daughter goes, that tastes like dirt. And I said, that's some yummy, delicious dirt. Love it. Jacob, my son too, takes it. That tastes like dirt. Nobody wants to eat the beets because it tastes like dirt. But, I got acquired taste. I don't know. The beets are almost like a Red Bull or one of those sugared up drinks, but without the sugar, because it gets the blow flowing, gets the blood flowing and shit, right? Keeps you going, gets you fired up and amped up, and that's all from a natural drink. Plus, it does all kinds of juicy stuff inside your body on top of water. I drink lots and lots of water. I love water, so that's probably why I'm still alive today, right? On top of, other things and other forces that allow me to still be here. But that's for another story or another time. But hopefully you enjoy what we're trying to do here, right? I'm not an attorney. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a CPA. I'm not a bookkeeper. I'm not a financial analyst, right? I don't got a securities license or any of that good stuff. The bottom line is that this is for entertainment purposes. Use it as you will. Hopefully it entertains you at the end of the day, but this is our cause and mission to share this stuff across the United States of America and the world. That's what we're about. That's what I'm about. That's our cause and mission. That's what we're here to do, is help you change your life in one little small way. If we can do that, we've done our job, right? If we can open up your mind a little bit and see the forest through the freaking trees, then we've done our job, right? If we can get you to say, you know what? Hey, man, this is a bigger picture. Oh, now I opened up my mind. So now I kind of understand this stuff a little bit better. Then we've done our job, right? Or if it fired you up and motivated you and said, you know what? Damn, I'm getting the fuck out of this job. I'm going to go for it. I'm going to make this happen. I'm going to jump off that cliff. But I'm going to make sure, like I said, my advice, just look out for the rocks and make sure you run fast enough to clear those damn rocks, okay? Because you don't want to jump. First time, not look, do a little bit of homework, and then, okay, I'm good to go, then boom, right? That's why I always say get a mentor, get a coach. Coach will take you so far, but a mentor will take you above and beyond, right? Look at the rest of them. Look at the athletes. Look at the musicians, right? You don't think they got coaches? You don't think they got mentors? Of course they do. How do you think they go to a higher level? But also they have the work ethic to put that shit in, discipline, consistency, mindset. They got people pushing them on the backside of their mind when they're ready to give up. Coach mentor saying, let's go, right? So got my boom polo shirt on, rocking and rolling. Got my red socks on because red's our number. Our red's our color. Numbers is that a thing? No, number, color. I think it's that juice. There's something in that damn juice. Have some more. Anyways, okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up here. If you have any questions, click the link down below. Do the Amp Life survey. Go click this right here. Boop, boop, boop. Do the scan with your phone. And join the group. Let others scan. I believe it's right here. You want to chat, you want to talk, you want to come aboard, you need some love, you need some one-on-one love, and you want to get into this business and rock some deals together. Here's my challenge to you. Go ahead and scan this right here. I'll even scan it. going to take me to a magical page. There it is. Boink. Confirm that it takes you to. Boom. The AMP Live survey. So we can chat. We can talk. Scanned it right there. Scan it. Let's rock. Let's do some deals together. Single family, commercial, storage units. It does not matter. Been doing it long enough. Any segment could be acquired and attained and trained. Okay. That's my promise to you. My promise to you, come aboard, work with us. There's different programs. The one-on-one mentoring program, 9 times out of 10, everybody wants to come aboard and do that. We also got a 90-day coaching with interactive mentoring, right? For 90 days, we're going to work with you. We'll continue to work with you until you get a freaking deal, right? And I believe that for the rest of this month, it's usually like $6,000, but I think it's been chopped down to about $3,400. There should be a link. If there's no link down here, then at least click that survey. Let's talk. If it's for you, and probably the one in the group, we're going to share that with you. We'll start sharing this stuff with people. You can go ahead and jump in and let's rock and roll and do what we need to do, okay? If you're interested in the mentoring program, click, circle that stuff, and we'll chit-chat and we'll talk. We'll see if we're a good fit because it is a selection process. If it's a good fit, we'll move forward. If it's not, it's cool. We'll let you know. Say, hey, maybe next time, maybe later on. We've got people that just want to come aboard and just write a check, and if it's not a good fit, it doesn't make any sense, okay? But you got to take care of the hard cost. It's all that we require. We're going to partner up and do deals together. We're going to rock together, and we're going to help you get your business up and running, okay? Think franchise, because franchises don't fail. People fail, right? We're not selling a franchise. We're not giving you a franchise, but we're pretty much going to be pretty damn close where you're rocking and rolling. You're thinking of processes and systems to be able to get things done, right? It's like if you do this, this, and this, the outcome is always this, cause and effect. That's the art of the deal, right? That's being consistent. Okay, so if you can put your way out of a paper bag and you can follow directions, right, and you're coachable, we'll talk. And if you can, all you got to do is take action, because everything we do is action based. If you don't take any action, nothing's going to happen for you, right? No deals, nothing. You got to take action. It's action based. I guarantee you, when you take action, you will get results. I promise you that. And when you get your results, right, we're going to talk about those results. That's where the magic happens. That's where the magic happens. That's what happened to me when I got my mentor. And then once we do that, then we're going to keep on. We're going to talk about what transpired, what was good, what was bad, until you get your aha moments on the first round, second round, third round. Maybe it's the fourth. Sometimes it's fifth. And people go, aha. Now I know what the hell Eric is saying and what this all means. Okay. For an example, we had a young man, and several people have gone through this, and women at the end of the day where they're going, okay, I guess, I can do this. I can do it anywhere, right? I thought my schedule was going to be this and that, and I wasn't going to have time for all this. And it's like, no, you're just processing in a different phase, right? Just because we say 7 days a week doesn't mean you're going to work 7 days a week. Doesn't mean you're good enough for, unless you have a system in place, right? And even then, you're not working 7 days a week, right? At the end of the day, too, right? You're still thinking in your mind a process. Oh man, this is a lot of work. No, it's not. It's based on you, right? You go as fast or as slow as you need to go. It's not a race. The main thing is understanding the methods and then digesting them, then executing them and getting the end result. If you do that over and over and over, right, and you rinse and repeat, being consistent, you got some discipline, you're going to see results. I always say it's like a recipe. Follow the recipe. Change it later on if you want to, but follow the recipe so you can get the end result, and then get better and better and better at cooking up that recipe. And every kind of recipe is a little bit different for Subto, for wholesale, for probate, for, what are we looking at? For sale by owners. I already said that. Could be on-market deals, off-market deals. Little things change here and there, but the essence and the core is always there. Once you learn the essence of that and the core of the art of the deal and the AMP Live method, right, then you can apply it to everything that's out there, including your life. All right? That's my promise to you. I'm AHA, the AMP Live Real Estate Show. Your host, Erick Paul. Hopefully you got some value from this. I'm going to see you in the Facebook group right up in there. Boom, boom, boom. Where's it at? Bam. Scan that, and then scan this one so we can rock together, so we can help you change your life and help us change our lives, right? We're changing each other's lives. It's reciprocal. As always, that's what it's designed to do, right? And what else we got? Hopefully you have an awesome weekend. Go out there, kick some ass. If you get stuck and you need some help, join the group, ask some questions, PM us. Someone will get in touch with me. We'll get in touch with you. We'll rock deals together. You got deals, drop them down the wire. Okay, so we're going to go to the Facebook group, make it more intimate. I'm going to share all the nice, juicy goodies with you because I just don't, right now it's on the open. This is being streamed on a bunch of platforms and social media platforms, right? But we'll take that to the group where it's more private, more intimate, and we can ask a lot of one-on-one questions, and I'll stay with you for as long as we freaking need to make this stuff happen, all right? So rock and roll and all that you do, that's my promise to you, okay? Get out there and help your fellow Americans. If you have not helped a fellow American ever, go out there and do that. Or you're thinking about it, go do it. Go out there and help your fellow Americans. It's one of the most awesome feelings in the entire world, besides rocking and rolling on stage, right, and making people happy. You have a good one. We'll talk to you soon. I'm going to sign off here. I'll make sure that I got some of this stuff. I'm going to roll through a couple of, I guess, credits and things of that nature. We'll check out this. I'm going to say thank you very much. There's a chat here. Like it, love it, do all that beautiful, wonderful stuff. All right, so there you can take a look at that. We're going to do... You go to Facebook group as well. What else? Facebook, social media. We got you can hashtag get Erick Paul live and watch tons of videos. Go to YouTube and all that good stuff, right? You'll see it right there. Get Erick Paul live, the art of the deal, real estate investing. The whole goal is to amplify the art of the deal, right? Let's take your business to new heights. Follow us right there on the Facebook page. And if you decide you want to become a first trust deed investor and you have some cash and you want to work it, you want to put some money, you don't want to pick up a hammer, you don't want to do all that crazy stuff, you don't want to build a firm and a company and the syndication, all that good stuff, you just want to write a check, get a check back, keep on rolling your money, become a first trust deed investor. If you want some information on that, definitely reach out. Love to speak with you. Once again, I'm your host, the Amplify Real Estate Show. Hopefully you got some value from this. This is always live and uncut. It'll be monetized, and if it is chopped up, it'll be put into like a podcast form or pieces or reels and all that good stuff, right? TikTok and everything else, if we get to that point, or if I decide to even do it, right? I'll look at the video. If I like it, then we'll redistribute it. If not, then, hey, we'll just put it where it needs to go with the Mentees and the coaching program, and we'll go from there. Don't forget to join the group, Amp Live, the art of the deal. You can go right there and get out and jump on that real quick. It's free, doesn't cost you a dime. I'm going to go ahead and put the magical QR code here in the middle. Right here, this is the, go ahead and scan that. We'll chit chat, we'll talk, we'll get you on board and rocking and rolling, okay? And we can also do this here. You can click that for one-on-one mentoring. Boom, 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 boom. Take advantage of that. When it's gone, it's gone. Trust me. We're always on it. We're always watching the phases and things that are going on, right? One-on-one and moral compasses have gone out the door. Tons of PDFs, tons of coaching, tons of Facebook group with the blind leading the blind, a coach calling you once a week. Did you do your outreach, your real estate outreach? Did you watch video 179 on this and that and blah, 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 right? That's great for coaching. That'll get you going if you're brand new and you're a newbie, right? But it doesn't mean if you're brand new and you're a newbie and you know what you want, you're a business owner, entrepreneur. Woo! Rocking and rolling, right? Then a lot of people know this, okay? That's not for the whiners, okay? It's not for the faint at heart. That's for the people who want to rock and roll and do what they know that they need to do and they need help getting there. We'll help you get there, okay? We're going to help you build that business together, and we're going to do business together. That's for the one-on-one mentoring. Scan that right there. We'll chat, we'll rock, and I promise you this, you won't ever have to buy into another program ever, ever again, because this is one-on-one mentoring. It's more than the program, right? It's what we do. It's our life and our goal and cause and mission to help our fellow Americans throughout the United States of America, doing our part to get America back on track, one of the greatest countries in the world. But we need a little bit of help. Everybody should be doing a little bit of something because we got power and freaking numbers, right? We control this country, right? Not the current administration and all that good stuff. So let's rock and roll and let's get this done, right? Imano, humans to humans, Americans to Americans, all that juicy stuff. I'm going to sign off here. Thank you for watching. If you like all this stuff, like I said, scan that, go there, take a look at us. Hashtag Get Erick Paul Live. Get Erick Paul Live to watch all the juiciness and all the pro tips and golden nuggets that I always will drop. Stuff that you probably have never even heard of, and if you have, that's cool. But I'm gonna help you digest it in an awesome way. Okay? How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. Okay? As we always say, let's turn that son of a bitch into a buffet and scarf it up and enjoy the son of a bitch, and let's rock and make some money together. Rock and roll and all what you do. I'm signing off here. Erick Paul, the Amp Live Real Estate Show, AHA, Americans Helping Americans, and Amp Live, the American Mentee program, the only mentoring program of its kind on freaking earth. Okay. Amp Live Media, thank you, our sponsors and VIP execs, for allowing us to do all this juicy stuff. Thank you very much for all past, present, and future mentees of America. Rock and roll and all that you do. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.